You are massively overcomplicating fat loss. You feel like you need to know the ins and outs of fat loss, how it's created in the body. You need to have absolutely everything dialed into the T. For that, I blame social media, because you probably follow 5 to 10 online coaches on Instagram and they all say different things about fat loss. You probably either know someone who's lost a considerable amount of body fat or is in the process of doing so. And again, they all say different things, and they result in you being stuck in what I call the stop-start cycle. You try and lose weight, you eventually give up because you're constantly second-guessing yourself, you start again because you feel shit that you've stopped, and then you repeat the process again and again and again. In this video, we are going to cover 5 easy to implement hacks that I've used and my clients have used to finally get the gears moving, get some serious momentum, and actually drop some body fat. And the best thing is, they're all free to do. So I'm Jack Rivers and I own Coach by Jack Rivers, if you can even see that behind me. And I'm an online coach and online personal trainer where I help people not only lose weight, but build a lean, toned, aesthetic body and make this the last time they ever have to invest into their health and fitness. I've been in business about 5 or 6 years now. I'm currently recording this video in my own gym. I've got a bit of a private studio where I work with clients in person. We do community events with all our online clients, but I also mainly work with clients online. So we've got a little bit of a desk area here, and the main gym is that way. And I've been coaching people for, like I said, the past 5, 6 years, and I've helped well over 100 people drop to a healthy body fat percentage and a healthy weight and achieve the body that they want, not just through losing weight, but by building muscle and creating that toned athletic physique. So you could say I do know a thing or two about really creating that toned, aesthetic, lean body by not just dropping weight, like I said, by building muscle and creating that toned look. Before we go into these 5 hacks, if you want a little bit of a more hands-on program to follow, in the first link in the description, I put together my rapid fat loss program, which is going to show you the exact plan that you need to follow to get from where you are now to 15% body fat in the most simplest way possible. So if you want a little bit more detail, a little bit more actionable, a little bit more hands-on from myself, and I'm going to give you a full roadmap on how to get there, hit the first link in the description. It'll give you all the information that you'll need and you can start actioning it from today. So the first hack to drop body fat is something that is very easy for most of us to do, but it's actually something that people don't do enough of, and it's walking. And I'm not just going to say walk more. I'm going to give you a little bit of context other than that. But we know that having a high step goal and aiming for a high step goal each day has a massive, massive positive impact on how much body fat you can lose. More specifically, what I want you to do is get more steps in before work. Okay? Even if it means you've got to wake up 30 minutes before you usually wake up. The reason I want you to do this is a couple of reasons. The first one is it gets steps out the way early doors. Do you know when you finish work on an evening and you've got to peel yourself off the sofa to get some steps in? If you get them in before work, you don't need to do that because you've got the majority of your steps before work, and it's one less thing you need to worry about when you've done a full 8 hours in the office. The second reason this is a great idea for you is it sets the tone for the day. All right, if you start a day on a good note, you go out, you get some steps in, guess what? You're probably going to be on it with your diet that day. You're probably going to be drinking a lot of water. You're probably okay saying no to a few things. It sets the tone for the day. But if you wake up and you are chasing cheap dopamine, you are going on your phone, you eat a rubbish breakfast, you snooze your alarm 5 times, it doesn't set the tone for the day, and you will spend all day chasing cheap dopamine because you've started your day that way. And the third and final reason I want you to do this is for energy levels. Do you know in the winter where you go to work, it's dark, you spend all day indoors, then you come home, it's dark, and you're wondering why you've got no energy levels? It's because we haven't got any daylight. It doesn't even need to be sunny outside, it just needs to have some daylight, whether the sun's coming through the clouds or there's no clouds at all. Just getting out for a quick 15 to 30 minute walk in daylight before work will massively help you with your energy levels for the day, because that daylight hitting your skin is basically telling your body that we need to be awake now, it's daytime. And when we're not in the daylight and we're home on the evening and the sun starts to set, your body basically thinks, oh, it's time to go to sleep because we're not having any more daylight. So that's the first point. Get outside and go for more walks on the morning. Obviously, the more steps that we do, the more calories we're going to burn, the easier it is going to be to lose weight. The main point of that is just setting your tone for the day. You're getting your day off to a good start and you're going to have more energy because you're going to be getting more daylight. It's a really good way to start the day. The second point I wanted to talk about with you today is having a pre-bed routine. I'm not one for massive morning or evening routines. I don't journal, I don't go in the ice bath, I don't have a sauna in my house, I don't fucking meditate, but I do believe in having a few tasks or actions at the end of your day can almost cue your body to know when to go to sleep. And what this will do is it will increase your sleep quality, not your sleep length, but your sleep quality. And what happens when we have better sleep quality? We have more energy the next day. And what happens when we have more energy? We make better food choices, which obviously massively helps with weight loss and fat loss. So what I want you to do is write down maybe 2 to 4 things that you were going to do on the wind down in the evening. For me, I like to sit there and I try and read a few pages of a book if I'm feeling up for it. I turn the TV off. I try not to go on my phone too much, and I have maybe like a peppermint tea. That's kind of my evening routine, and that almost gets my body into the rhythm and says, right, we are going to go to sleep now. Like, we're starting to do these things. Obviously, I'll brush my teeth, I'll wash my face, put my phone away, I'll read my book, and I'll have a peppermint tea. That's my body's way of being like, oh, we're winding down now. If you were just maybe sat downstairs watching TV or on your phone and you're just constantly snacking throughout the evening, your body doesn't know what it's doing. It doesn't know whether it's staying awake or going to sleep or what. So just pick 2 to 4 tasks or habits that you want to stick to on the evening when you're winding down for bed, and they will massively help you not just get to sleep and have a longer sleep, but have a better quality sleep. The third point is kind of free if you're already paying for a gym membership. So if you're not already paying for a gym membership, you will need to find 20, 30 quid a month for this one. But if you're already paying for a gym membership, you're not going to be any worse off. So when you're in the gym, I actually don't want you to be focused on burning calories. I want you to spend your time in the gym trying to build muscle. And there's a very important reason I want you to do this, because when we have more muscle mass, we burn more calories. When we burn more calories, we can eat more food and get the same fat loss results. That's why maybe someone who's got a little bit more muscle mass than your average person can afford to be a little bit more flexible with their nutrition and have a bit more flexibility on the weekends, because they are burning more calories, they've got more muscle, they've got a higher metabolism. If you are someone who's got high body fat and low muscle mass, you are going to find it hard to drop body fat over time. So whilst you were looking to drop body fat, simultaneously try and build muscle as well. Especially if you were new to the gym, this is going to be something that's definitely achievable for yourself. Because like I said, the more muscle you've got, the easier it is going to be to lose weight, because you're going to be burning more calories and you've got a higher metabolism. So an example workout program, if you can make it at the gym 3 times a week, you could do 3 full body workouts where you could do 5 exercises on Monday, 5 on Wednesday, 5 on Friday, picking different ones but working the full body in each session. If you can go 4 times a week, you could do upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body, 5 days a week, push, pull, legs, upper, lower. That could be a split, who knows. But if you want a bit more of a hands-on program, like I said, first link in the description, that rapid fat loss program does include a workout program in there as well. And the 4th point is something that I do every single week, even on the weeks that I'm not dieting, that I'm not looking to drop body fat. But if you are dieting, it will massively help you at the moment. And that is batch cooking your protein options. Every Sunday and Wednesday, I batch cook my protein for 3 days in advance. The reason I do this is because when I've done a long 8, 9, 10 hour shift at work, the last thing I want to do when I get home is start cooking from scratch. So if I've batch cooked, whether it's beef mince or I've prepared like some tuna mayo, or I've batch cooked some chicken breast seasoned in whatever I've kind of seasoned it in that day, the likelihood of me putting together a good meal increases massively, because I've done the hardest part of the cooking. All I need to do is microwave some veggies or microwave a bag of rice or quickly cook some pasta or whatever, or have the protein on its own. I've done the hardest part of the cooking. What your aim is with fat loss is you need to make it as convenient as you can to stay on track. Where a lot of people go wrong is they don't take things like that into consideration at all, and they're making it harder for themselves from day one to actually stick to this. Because even me, I've been in this fitness game for, like I said, 5 or 6 years now, and even I don't want to cook on an evening. I absolutely hate cooking. Every time I try something new in the kitchen, it's like watching a fucking episode of Hell's Kitchen. All fucking hell is breaking loose. If I can try and make it as convenient for myself as I can to stay on track by batch cooking my protein, it's going to mean I'm going to make much better choices when I've done a long day at work. And the 5th and final point I would like to go through with you today is avoiding snacking whilst you're trying to drop body fat. Okay, I'm a firm believer that when we snack, we're not actually hungry, we're just looking for a cheap dopamine hit. So dopamine is our body's feel-good hormone, and it can come in a number of ways. For some people, it's smoking. For some people, it's drinking. For some people, and most people, it is food. So for example, if you were sat there at work, so I'm at work right now, and I feel the need to snack. I'm not really hungry. My body's just looking for a bit of feel-good hormone. It's looking to feel good. It's looking to get a little bit of a dopamine hit. But the problem with that is we'll snack and our body will get used to that cheap dopamine. So shortly after, we'll be looking for the next one and the next one and the next one. And before you know it, you've nailed a full bag of fucking digestives, which obviously isn't great for your waistline. So what I would recommend you do is, instead of having snacks across the day, Just stick to 3 to 4 bigger meals across the day, and them meals should keep you full for at least 3 to 4 hours between them. So at no point in the day should you really be hungry other than right before you're about to eat. Other than that, you shouldn't really be hungry across the day. And that is 5 fat loss hacks that I use and my clients use that cost nothing but can change everything for you. Trust me, if you implement them just super basic and easy points into your weekly or daily routine, right, you will see much better fat loss results. If you want more tips like this, if you want more content like this where I'm just a bit straight to the point, no fucking bullshit, just telling you easy to implement and actionable ways for you to drop body fat, head over my Instagram. I put content out like this every single day on there. And like I said at the start of this video, if you're wanting a bit more of a hands-on program, the first link in the description will be to my rapid fat loss program, where I go through the principles that you have to have in place if you want to get down to 15% body fat in the smoothest, simplest way possible. Thanks for watching, and hopefully catch you in the next one.